Welcome to CityTV Sports, presenting the high school basketball game of the week. Welcome everybody to Lawndale High School, specifically the Cardinal Nest, where we're going to have a huge game, Rufus, Washington, between the first place North Saxons and the first place Lawndale Cardinals, only separated by a half game.
Only by a half game, and that half game is a game that North won a few days ago. So the Cardinals look to come out being very aggressive. They're angry, but they're at home in the Nest, and they expect to put on a good show tonight.
As a matter of fact, why don't we take a look at the Pioneer League standings and see exactly how the Cardinals stack up against the Saxons right now. And just looking at the overall picture, Rufus, 19-4 overall for North and 15-8 overall for Lawndale. And the next closest is Centennial, the only team to beat North so far.
Absolutely. And basically what that tells us is that these two teams are bound for the playoffs. Centennial looks like they've got a good look. So what they're playing for, among other things, is one league title to get a high seed and a home game in the first round in the playoffs. So everything is on stake, is on the line tonight.
All right, let's talk about the North High School Saxons with Sebastian Spencer. And they have a first-year coach, but with the same name and a little banged up.
Definitely. Luke Dupron Jr. is coming in coaching this North Torrance team very, very well. They're 19-4 on the year, and this team is battle-tested, Lou, playing against a lot of state-ranked teams so far, and also they're 6-1 in the league, doing this without their star player, Cole Flippin.
All right, yeah, he has a broken wrist and probably another 5 weeks out, and that's Cole Flippin, their best player, plus a couple of guys suffering this virus that's been going around. What do the Cardinals have to do to overcome the pressing Saxons?
Well, they're going to have to match their intensity. And as Coach Brownlee said, they can't get drawn into North's up and down game. I talked to Coach Duperon, who had his own legacy here before he became head coach, succeeding his dad. And they are a run and gun team. And they draw other teams into that, and it's hard to match. And Lawndale does not want to get drawn into that type of game.
That's right, kind of the Paul Westhead type of action, where they want to shoot every 8 seconds. The Cardinals, though, have the two big guys, and they've really been on a tear, winning 4 in a row since the loss to North.
Definitely since that big loss to North last time, 95-77. Lawndale's won 4 games in a row. They're tied for first place with a 6-1 record over North. And then Coach Brownlee said, scoring is key tonight. We have to play strong defense, but we have to score. He said we must take the first punch and continue punching. And this game, Lou, feels like a big fight atmosphere tonight. Should be a good one.
Thanks to Gideon DeLeu and Rufus Washington. This Cardinal team has all the pieces, but they've been playing a little bit out of sync and not together.
And this is the time of year where it's time for it to start to come together. They've got Tedrick Johnson, Broderick Jones, and of course, Chamizi Metu and the Beckles brothers. So they have a complete team. And the last time we saw them, we started to see them come together. I think tonight, you're going to see a great show from them, because the one other thing that's worth mentioning is that North is not a good road team. They're only 4-3 on the road.
All right, thank you very much, Rufus, and we'll talk to Rashawn Haylock. And Rashawn, what about the championship aspirations if the Cardinals win tonight?
Yeah, buzz in the air, right? Essentially, you have a league championship on the line tonight. Both these teams identical league records. Whoever loses this game is going to be praying for help. And it's interesting, you talked to Coach Brownlee before the game. We all know this Lawndale team likes to run. North takes that running to a whole nother level with the 8 seconds or less approach. And when I coached, I was in a similar situation. Had a team that wanted to run, playing for a league championship against a team that we had no business running with. So it's a slippery slope. You got to pick and choose your spots when you can increase the tempo and when to kind of pull back a little bit. Tempo going to be very, very important when it comes down to who's going to end up out here with the upper hand at winning the Pioneer League title tonight.
Thanks, Rashawn. Rufus, the spark's going to be flying tonight. Rufus and I will be back at courtside with the opening lineups and the tip-off between the Saxons and the Cardinals for first place on CityTV Sports.
Hi, I'm Donnell Beverly from the University of Connecticut, home of the 2011 National Championship UConn Huskies basketball team, and you're losing your Olympians.
Beverly around the back, follow-away jumper. Good, beautiful shot.
It wasn't too long ago that I was playing basketball right here.
I just want to thank him for having me here. I'm honored to play here.
And the Huskies are the top dog in 2011.
Winning the NCAA championship has always been a goal of mine, but so is getting a great education that will last me a lifetime. You can achieve your goals too. All you have to do is work hard and dream hard, and you can do anything you put your mind to.
All right, Rufus Washington here at courtside, and there's the Cardinal in the cage. Wanted to be released just before the start of things. We're going to have the opening lineups with the North Torrance Saxons, and they are back with some new blood at the helm, and Luke Dupron Jr. And I remember we did the game. I don't think you were at that game at North High School.
Actually, I was. The 140-124 game.
Yes, that's right.
One of the all-time greats we've seen in the South Bay.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was memorable. And you see Rolando Beckles talking to Coach Chris Brownlee in the Awana Report. Speaking of Chris Brownlee, his dad, Edward Brownlee, is back in the foyer slinging hot dogs and chips. And that's only 4.5 weeks after cancer surgery on his chest. So he got a clean bill of health. So the prayer train works again. And it looks like we're not going to have introductions. So let's go over the starting lineups for the Saxons at 9-4, 6-1, tied for first in the Pioneer League, winners of 6 in a row. It's Mehram Nazarian, number 2, a 6'3 senior. Number 12, Darius Falk, the power forward, a 6'4 senior. Number 22, Chad Ashamini at point guard. And number 35, Adam Schwanner, the 6'4 senior. And number 40, Momo Nodili, is the center. Excuse me. But I see right now Prince Oba is going to take the tip off as a little switch up here. Now for the Lawndale Cardinals, number 1, it'll be Broderick Jones.
Yep.
Quincy Pinkard. Number 4, Chemezi Matu. Number 12, Tedrick Johnson. And number 21, Rolando Beckles.
And that's been a lineup, Lou, that coach has gone with after they finally settled in a couple of weeks ago. That's been his starting lineup.
And
might mention coming into tonight's contest, if you don't mind, that North comes in on a 6-game winning streak in league play. They opened with a loss to Centennial, and they've run the table up to tonight. Lawndale has won 6 out of 7, and obviously their only loss in league play has been here to North, which they're looking to avenge tonight.
That's right. As a matter of fact, you can even extend that to 8 out of 9. So for the Cardinals. Pardon me. We're going to get things underway. The tip is controlled by the Cardinals. So a good play by Rolando Beckles to bat it to his point guard.
Excellent energy play by Beckles.
Underneath to Jones, and he's fouled from behind immediately. And that is Aaron Ogata. First personal, first team foul. And so the opening lineup has changed dramatically since we talked to Coach Dupron.
And there was that inside look, which is going to be the strength of this Lawndale team against this North team. As you look at the lineups out on the floor, as Broderick Jones makes the first free throw. Lawndale has him beat in the height game. The question is going to be, can he match up with him speed-wise?
Second one up and in as well for Jones, who looks like he's been improving his free throw stroke. A 3-point shot put up and buried by number 35, and that's Adam Schwanner. And he's playing with this viral thing that's been going around, and we know how that goes. Beckles for 3. That's a little short. The rebound is put up by Quincy and down for 2. So there goes the offense, and the rebound to Jones off the miss Beckles to Pinkard, and a blocking foul on Orlando Beckles. I believe that's going to go on Mehran Nazarian. So Nazarian gets his first personal. It was a non-shooting foul, say the officials.
But good ball movement by the Cardinals on that play. Jones' attack to the basket doesn't work out for him. So now they're back on defense.
Ashamini drives the lane. Good defense by Johnson. The three-pointer won't go down. And the rebound is going to, actually the turnover.
Well, no, we've got a foul call. Let's see who this foul's going to be against. And that one's also against Nazarian, and that's his second.
So a ball out of bounds and picked up by Matu. Here comes Johnson, hands it off to Matu, and a nice play by Shemezi. And it's a 6-2 lead. That was a nice move in the middle.
Nice move in the middle and nice way to avoid the charge call.
Down underneath, and the shot is put up and in by Prince Oba. Here comes Pinkard with the fast break layup. He has 4 points. The speed of these guards are going to have to pitch in tonight. An air ball put up by Nazarian, and the ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay in the hands of North.
The Saxons of North, Quincy Pinkard couldn't control it along the end line.
Swainer with it. Inbounds it outside to Ashamini. Down underneath to Swainer, and it's blocked by Matu out of bounds. And a timeout immediately called by Chris Brownlee with 6:03 left to go in the first.
And so far we've seen a up and down pace. I will say, Lou, I'm not certain that, based on our pregame conversation with Coach Brownlee, I mean, his team has answered the bell emotionally and from a basketball perspective, but I'm not entirely sure that he wants them to play at this pace with this team.
So why would you do a quick timeout now?
I think there are a couple of things to consider. One, he's trying to manage the game possession by possession. Now, of course, they don't have enough timeouts to do that, but he wants to make sure that his team is fundamentally aware of everything they want to accomplish tonight, because both teams have objectives beyond winning in this game.
I don't know if we mentioned it, but the big score for the Saxons, number 4, Cove Flippin, is out with a broken wrist, and give and go, and I thought it might have been too much, but Matu finishes it off with 4 points.
And again, good ball movement by the Cardinals. I mentioned that on an earlier play. Wow, he's going to get Broderick Jones with a foul on the inside. Not Broderick Jones, I'm sorry, I meant to say Tedrick Johnson.
Okay. So that's Ted's first personal. And going to the line to shoot 2 is Ashamini. First one was in. So it's 4 points. And a 3-point lead now for the Cardinals.
Now, one of the Cardinal objectives is the last time they played this team, they had 26 turnovers, and that's something they want to control tonight. That was a good-looking shot by Jones, just didn't go down for him.
So the shot now to by Ashamini, and that finds the bottom somehow. That was an awkward shot. And now it's a 1-point ball game, and
foul's going to go against Ogata, and that's also going to be, by my record, his second.
Yes, and the 4th team foul. And there you see the block.
It's interesting that the scoreboard only has 3 up, but you and I think, are correct in this regard. 2 fouls against Nazarian and 2 fouls against Ogata.
Shemezi along the baseline gets it to the open man, and there's a three-point shot just a little long by Tedrick Johnson. It goes out of bounds over the backboard. So first turnover for the Cardinals as they make some changes. They being the Saxons make some changes. In the ball game now is number 3, and number 3 is not on our roster.
Number 13 years old, that's Ryan Burnett. He's a 6'2" junior.
And number 3 makes the shot. It won't go down, and Beckel is fighting for the rebound, but Burnett comes up with it, drives the baseline. It won't go down. Rebound is off to Schwaner, and he puts it up and in with the little floater.
So he's got 5 points here in the early going. And let's see, we got another quick timeout. Let's see who called this one. Looks like this is another one. It's a 30-second timeout. Waiting for the official, and it's charged to Lawndale. So that's 2 timeouts here in the first 3.5 minutes of the game. You're allotted 5 for the entire game, Lou. And already they've used 40% of their timeouts.
I must apologize for my my coughing, but I'm at the end, I think, of this viral thing that's going around.
And I'm going to try to control mine. I will tell you fans, I'm at the beginning.
But you've got a wonderful 12 days ahead of you, pal. 4:30 left to go in the first quarter. Nice passing and finished by Johnson, his first bucket of the game. So a 7-0 run erased. And a nice block by Matu.
And that's 2 blocks so far in the game.
And that was on Prince Oba, one of their big players on this team, one of their fireballers. Ashamini, and then steal.
Give it up, give it up, give it up!
And Matu finishes it off anyway. No foul called. He has a half a dozen. Ball down underneath to Oba.
And Oba going up against the mountains inside for the Cardinals. He had both Matu and Jones there. Quincy Pinker finds a hole, lays it up.
And a foul on the play. Is it going to be a loose ball foul? Chad Ashamini says, it wasn't me, Mike Morris.
Well, Mike Morris says, I beg to differ.
As Matu went up for the rebound and landed right on top of him. Mike Morris is the referee. The umpire is Ken Landsman. He's been getting a lot of TV time.
He certainly has.
Ball is inbounded and tipped and almost stolen away by number 14, and he's another person that's not on our roster.
And that time, Matu a little bit lazy going to meet the pass, which gave the defender a shot at it. He knocked it out of bounds. So,
well, the Cardinals are lucky to get it back, Rufus. That's for sure.
And they get a fresh shot clock as well.
Defense is spreading them out. It's a 1-3-1 zone. That ball was tipped, and stepping on the sideline is Shemezi Matu, and that is a turnover. Just the second one turnover for North with 3:20 left to go in the first quarter. 3-point shot put up and buried by Ryan Burnett. That's their second 3 of the night, and it ties up the ball game. And the ball skidded away. Ball is shoveled out. 3-point shot put up and buried by Chris White in the ball game for the first time. 3-point lead back to the Cardinals. Ball wheeled around and put up by Inouye. And that's a 3-pointer as well. Number 13 is Inouye, or wait, number 3 is Inouye, excuse me. And the pass dumped in, and good defense.
Turnover for the Cardinals.
And stolen by Battle. So they've changed their numbers. So Lorenzo Battle is wearing number 14, a long three-pointer by Ashamini and a tie-up. And the possession arrow faces north. But the rebound goes to Matu. Out of the ball game is Buda Jones. Back in is Rolando Beckles.
Okay.
Ashamini out of the ball game for North.
So they give up a little height for some speed and hustle.
And in is number 1, Shajita. And that inbound pass is blocked and stolen away by Matu. 2 turnovers for each team. In the corner for Pinkard, line drive.
Well, you got to have a lot of confidence when you take that shot, Lou, because you didn't have a rebounder anywhere in the vicinity.
Almost stolen by Pinkard. The shot just barely draws iron by Schwainer. Cherry picking. Quincy Pinkard with 9 points in the quarter. He was just laying in the weeds, and here's a long shot off of the mark by Shajita. And the rebound is picked up, and a foul by Rolando Beckles, and he can't believe it as it was taken away from Lorenzo Battle.
And neither can I, but here's what we know. The official, Ken Landesman, had a much better position to make that call than either of us did.
So the foul is on Rolando. That's his first, second team foul. Ball comes out to number 13. The rebound is off to Chris White. And out of bounds by the defender, number 3, Derek Inouye.
Now, if we notice the rotation here, and we're still in the first quarter.
No problem.
But Coach, he's giving both of his big men a rest, and that's Chris White going to the basket. He's got 5 points here. We've got a 24-17 game with 1:15 left in the first.
That's twice the average the Cardinals get in the first quarter. Ashamini back in, and we have a holding call, and it's going to remain in the hands of North as that goes on Broderick Jones. His first, third team foul. So a high-powered game being shown by the Cardinals now as you see Luke Dupron Jr. Inbounded way out front to Shajita. Yotaro Shajita wearing number 1. And he puts up a shot and banks it in. That's one way to get it over the guys.
Yep.
That should be 19, if I'm not mistaken. 3-point shot taken by White, in and out. Beckles. Oh, they did that all in the air, Rufus. That's Delano Beckles. He only gets 2 on that, but he gets a 9.0 from the Russian judge. Ball stolen and stolen back by Ryan Burnett.
Okay, and again, this is the concern. That's the pace that North plays at, and you can see there in that exchange, that is not Lawndale's pace, and that's what Coach Brownlee, you can see him over there putting up the stop sign, saying, slow down, guys.
So they beat the press down court. Here's Chris White, and the rebound goes to Jones. Turnaround jumper, no. Rebound is put up, and it kind of goes. It won't go at the buzzer, but we have a foul, and you can't end the quarter on a foul. It should be a shooting foul as Chris Brownlee comes out.
Prince Oba.
So that's his first personal and the 15 foul. So here comes Quincy, as you saw it there, just barely bouncing out. We'll get to Egidio DeLeu after the free throws by Quincy. Makes the first one. So Quincy now with 10 points, looking for number 11. And just misses that one. So the quarter ends with an 8-point lead for the Lawndale Cardinals. And let's go to Egidio.
Thank you guys. Well, we said this game has a big fight atmosphere feel to it before the start of it, and it's definitely living up to the hype. These two teams are going at it. It's an offensive shootout, but Coach Brownlee said defense is very important. Everybody's rebounding on the other side, on north side. They only have 1 rebound total. They need to get that up to keep up with these offensive craziness that the Cardinals are going here. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Egidio. And Rufus, these Cardinals, with 27 points, scored 14 more, actually 15 more than their average.
Right.
So how can they keep up this pace?
It's going to be hard. But right now, that's what a 96-point pace they're on.
Well, these Saxons have, they have scored 95 against Lawndale. The 95-77 win at North.
That's a lot of points, even in a loss, 77.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So 19 points for the Saxons, and they averaged 19.4 in the quarter. Passes a little bit too long, and that's fumbled away. Stolen by North as they bring it back up. Ashamini, I should say, and now the 3-point shot is short by Nazarian, and a foul. It's going to go the other way.
It looks like that foul is going to go against number 21 for North. That's Ogata. I hesitate to say, but I think we agree. By my record, that's his 3rd.
So that now they're in the bonus. The Cardinals are for the rest of the half. Orlando Beckles misses the first one, so he doesn't get the second. He can't miss the freebies.
Give it up.
There's a steal underneath the Beckles and lays it in. Delano Beckles now with 4 points. Ashamini passes it off and planks off the iron by Swainer. Rebound being fought for and goes out of bounds. Whose ball is it going to be? As Mike Norris looking for some help. It's going to be North. It's going to be a Cardinal ball. Jones will sit down. In the ball game is DeAndre Snedeker, and we were expecting big things out of him at the beginning of the year. 7:09 left in the half. And running the floor a little bit with Matu. Gets it to Quincy. Uses Matu as a screen for 2 in the baseline.
So
Quincy
Pinker continues to hot hand.
with a dozen.
Stretches that lead out to 31-19. That's the largest of the game at 12 points.
Kind of a flex zone being shown by the Cardinals, but Nazarian gets his first points of the game, and that's a 3. And that snaps a little mini run of 7-0 going back to the first quarter. Ball is inbounded. Full court pressure is beaten by Beckles. Here comes down the middle. Nice dish off to Snedeker by Matu.
And Tremisi continued to attack the basket, forced the defender to commit to him. And on the return, that's Prince Ober with a basket.
Nice touch pass down to Matu. Nazarian, you can't let that kid light up. He'll burn you. He puts up a floater. That won't go down. Rebound goes down to Quincy Pinkard. And back come the Cardinals with 5:55 left in the half. Beckles stops, shoots, won't go down. Rebound to Burnett, as that was Orlando Beckles. Ball down underneath to Swainer. Won't go down for him. Matu is taken over, Rufus.
Well, he's controlling the board, certainly. Wow.
And another quick timeout. Believe that was on the Cardinals again.
No.
Let's watch Matu's slammer. And now let's go to Sebastian Spencer.
Game has been sorely waiting for the Lawndale Cardinals. After that 20-point loss at the North Torrance Saxons house, Shemezi went to Twitter and told these guys, hey, we're going to see these guys down the line again and wait till they come to the Cardinals nest, and he's proven tonight why he's a big man on campus. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Sebastian. And 3 timeouts, and you say you only get 5 for the whole game?
You only get 5 for the game. He's burnt 3 already. He's got a long way to go, brother, with 2 timeouts.
It's not, yeah, especially at the pace that they're on, as they've scored 8
he's
points already.
As if though he thinks he gets CityTV TV timeouts. You know?
That's right. 2 guys hurting on the North Saxon team with the virus, and 2 guys playing hurt here in the broadcast table. Matu has the pass stolen away from him by Schwainer, but it's blocked away, and they're going to call. Oh, they're going to call. It's going to be on Matu, that's for sure.
Okay.
Oh, it's the goaltend they're going to call.
That's good, rather than the foul call. Took it off the board, but again, once again, Chimizi did not come to meet the pass.
It should be 29. Oh, no, excuse me, pardon me. 26, that's right. And a foul. Is that player control? Yes, it is.
Yep.
That's going to be on Delano Beckles, his first personal, 4th team foul. Now you'd think that the Cardinals would want to play a little aggressively and get back to the line. Well, I guess that was an aggressive play.
Well, I think it was, at least in their style of play. They're going to continue to just run and put the ball up.
Delano tips it out of bounds, but they say it's Cardinal ball. Orlando.
So then theoretically, Delano didn't tip it out of bounds.
That's right. North turns it over. That's number 5 for them. The 2 way out front. Dribbles with the left
out
hand.
to have on the ball.
Off the elbow. That would have brought the house down, but the rebound goes to Jones way out on the baseline.
But that's not the shot you want to see him take. This is what you want to see. There you go.
And Jones will get to the line for 2. Now let's see who they call it on.
That's where the mismatch is, Lou. It's so obvious inside. When you look at the size of Mitu and Broderick Jones, North has almost no chance to stop them if they're down in the paint.
They call that on Schwainer. That's his first. And the 8th team foul. And a 10-point lead. And for Jones, he's now 3 out of 3.
And those are his only points in the game.
No.
Misses that one.
Broadcasters jinx. Oba with the rebound. Swatted away by Matu and out towards the soccer field. 29 seconds left on the shot clock.
And you'll see on the replay here as Chimizi knocks it out the door and somebody has to go get the ball.
That's right. They might, the midfielder might get it for the soccer team and go the other way. Hashimini will inbound it. So Shemezi Matu with 8 points, 4 rebounds, and a block. A 3-pointer put up and banked in.
That's Inoue with the basket.
And the shot
Nice
put up
pull.
and in.
Nice pull-up jumper by Delano Beckles. And he's got 6 on the game, 4 in the quarter.
Hashimini now passes it over. A 3-point shot by Schwainer. 7 points. And
That's
the
a
ball-
travel. Yep. And
So
just like that, at the 4:02 mark, it's 38-32. After at one point, Lou, it was a 35-24 game. So they've outscored them 8-3 since the 5:46 mark.
Full
They
court-
being North.
Full court pressure is beaten as Johnson gets it across the line.
Give it up, give it up. That's not your area to even handle the ball.
Shot put up by Whites and it won't go down. The rebound comes off. Hashimini brings it up court in a hurry. Down to Swainer, puts it up, and nice defense by Johnson, but the rebound is put back up and count it.
And he gets Me-Too off of his feet. Good move by Ryan Burnett underneath. That's only Tremese's first foul of the game, as you can see right there. Got him up off his feet.
So Metu.
And we've got a 4-point game with 3:30 left after losing the lead by as much as 12 in this quarter at 31-19.
That's how fast this North team can work. As you look at Metu, going to the line is Ryan Burnett with 5 points. The Lawndale Spirits crew can't prevent the free throw, and a half a dozen. And a 3-point lead, half a dozen for Burnett. Metu leans in, and the shot wouldn't go down, but I believe Shemezi will get 2 at the line.
Now, did Burnett make a pair, or was that an and one?
That was an and one. So let's see who that foul is on. That's on Swainer. Or actually Oba, excuse me, Oba. And that's his second. And Metu misses the first. Can't miss those freebies in a game like this. Pinkard in. Aaron Gray in. Delano Beckles is out, along with Snedeker. Metu makes 1, so he has 9 points. And these free throws are going to be so important in this game.
Very important.
Ashamini drives the lane, gets it back out.
Whoa,
and an elbow.
There we go.
By number 13, and now we might have a technical coming up here. Ryan Burnett.
Well, you had
Pinkard.
a little bit both ways. And what the official Mike Morris appears to be doing, I mean, he's giving as he walked by, a message to both guys.
Yeah, watch what happened. Oh, they didn't let it go far enough.
Well, Pinkard slapped the ball out of his hand, and he reacted to that.
So that's the first personal on Burnett. Dumps it into Metu at the baseline, and then pretty play to lay it in by Shemezi, now with 11. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Cardinal ball on the turnover. That is 7 by my count on the Saxons. 2:45 left to go in the first half.
And on the floor for the Cardinals is also Aaron Gray. Of course, his dad is real proud. And that turnover by Pinkard.
Wow. Goes out. And then a foul by Pinkard. But that's a good foul on Quincy. That's his first 6th team foul. As Burnett
foul
misses the
on
bunny.
Quincy, but the point was, again, right now you're talking about focus and alertness on every play. And that was a mental breakdown that he didn't gain possession of that missed shot.
Okay, so it pays off, though, as Swainer misses the first one. Coming back in the ball game is Nazarian, and coming out is Ogata.
Nazarian comes back with 2 fouls. So Swainer makes 1 out of 2.
And he has 8 points. Still a tight ball game at the Cardinal cage, and a nice put in by Quincy Pinkard. He has 14 points. Running and gunning, Nazarian, a little short. Rebound is off to Johnson. Johnson being watched by Nazarian.
Oh!
Look out below!
Shemezi Me-Too with the slam dunk, and he's pumped, and that extends the lead back out to 9 at 45-36.
And Jones almost stole that one away as ball is put up. Swainer with check that Obu with the rebound, and good defense by Jones, and the rebound by Shemezi. As Swainer missed that shot.
Gray with the ball finds Broderick Jones. His fall away jumper doesn't go.
Nice tip by Metu, as the ball is loose and North comes up with it.
And the Cardinals are flying to every loose ball, Lou.
Long three-pointer by
Wow.
Ashamini. Woo! Where'd that come from? Way downtown.
Well, that's
that
a
came
part
from
of
the
what they
Vaughn's
do,
parking
brother.
lot. Look out. A foul on Tedrick Johnson. Nope, they just wave it off, out of bounds. Coming back in is Chris White. Out of the ball game is Aaron Gray.
Great. Younger brother of Eric Gray sees some valuable playing time at a critical juncture in the game.
Nice
As
move by
Jones.
Tedrick Johnson. That's what we've been waiting to see. Did you see how he weaved around those Saxons?
That's what your point guard has to be able to do. No foul, Chamizi. There you go.
As that shot was made by Oba, he has 8. Under a minute, as a matter of fact, 43 seconds left in the half. Three-point shot put up by White, a little too long. Roderick Jones had his shot blocked out of bounds on the rebound. He'll get credited with the rebound.
It's hard to imagine that Swainer was up there in position to block that shot.
Matu with the ball fake, but the shot too strong. Rebound comes off to Obu. Ashamini with it. Thought about the three-pointer over Johnson with 20 seconds left. And a reverse layup on the baseline is missed by Obu, and the rebound goes to Jones.
And so Lawndale will play for the last shot as we've got under 10 seconds left. Wow, that one doesn't go, and that was a little bit early, Lou, if you ask me.
Ashamini.
Wow.
And a block going to be called on Tedrick Johnson with 0.5 seconds left in the half.
And that shot that was taken a little bit early by Quincy Pinkert sets up Tedrick Johnson for his second foul as they're coming the other way, and he's forced to be a defender.
So Ashamini comes to the line. He has 7 points and misses that one. Now, was the foul on Johnson or Pinkert?
I think no, it was on Johnson.
He was the one blocking, but then Pinkert made the shot block. So we'll give it to Johnson. That would be his second. So 1 out of 2 for Ashamini with 8 points.
Good if it goes.
So the end of the quarter, and 47-42. So 20 points put up by Lawndale and 23 put up by North in the half. And let's go out to center court, Negidio.
Thank you guys, coach. You guys have a lead here, but not a comfortable. This team is very dangerous.
Very dangerous, and we're going to be ready in the second half. We're in condition to do it, but we got to slow down a little bit and play our game and stop getting an up and down game with them when we don't have a 2-on-1 break. That's very critical, and we got to make some halftime adjustments.
Coach, thank you. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Egidio. And so Coach Brownlee, a little bit happy, but he's Coach Brownlee.
Exactly. Well, any coach is happy in a situation like this to be in the lead at 47-42. It was a game of runs, Lou. Early in this quarter, Lawndale had a 12-point lead at 31-19. North fought their way back into it, made it a 38-35 game at the 3-minute mark. Lawndale stretched it back out, so they were able to go on spurts. But again, coach doesn't want to get caught up in that, but they do have to control the boards. I think they're playing well right now.
All right, we'll be back with the first half stats and the third quarter of this game for first place in the Pioneer League between the Saxons and the Cardinals on CityTV Sports.
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's one every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.
Just before the third quarter, Rufus, let's go over some scoring for the Saxons. Nazarene has 3 points and 6 points for Ryan Burnett, 3 points for Aaron Agata, 8 points for Chad Ashamini, 8 points for Prince Oba, and 11 points for Adam Swainer as the third quarter is underway.
Ooh, yep. That's going to be a quick foul there on Chimizi. Over the top. That's his second of the contest.
And first team foul, so that'll be out of bounds. So what do the Cardinals have to do to stay in this game? Is fouled from behind.
You mean to maintain control of it as they've done throughout the first half?
That's right.
I think, first of all, they've got to capitalize on their big men.
Nazarene has it, drives on the wing, and the rebound is being fought for, but taken back by North. Rebound to Matu.
You got nothing there, pull it out.
Shot was missed by Swainer, and the pass is blocked, but it goes right into the hands of Matu, and he gets 2 quick fouls with the charge on Ashamini.
Well, be honest with you, I'm not surprised there at all, Lou. I mean, that's his preferred move, but that dip of the shoulder is going to draw the referee's attention.
So now Brownlee making a decision, and Snedeker is going to come into the game. And let's see if they take Shemezi out.
Well, they've got a situation on the floor here. Coach Brownlee not at all pleased with the foul call against Chimizi. Now one of the things they're doing, hate to think ill, but it's almost as if though they're just taking their good old time getting this spiel up.
Yeah, Johnny Parker, assistant coach Adam Mizzou with the towel, and now they're cleaning that wet spot up underneath the basket. So 7:29 left to go. Let's go over the Cardinals.
Now that's a good looking pair of sneakers that Johnny Parker has on, man. I mean,
you know, when you play in Columbia, you know how to accessorize. 3 points for Jones, 14 points for Quincy Pinkard, 13 for Matu, 4 for Tedrick Johnson, 2 for Snedeker. Delano Beckles with 6 and 5 for Chris White as play gets back underway.
And let's make a note of that at the 7:25 mark. Me Too picked up his third foul, went to the bench.
Now that is not Obu as the shot is blocked, but it's put up and in by North. And the rebound is put up and missed, and all of a sudden the Cardinals are missing him. Shot is taken, and another offensive rebound. A three-pointer by Nazarene will go down over the top as North gets it back, swatted away by Jones. It goes out of bounds to North.
And right now, North, without Me Too being in the game, is just controlling the boards, Lou. You saw 2 or 3 offensive rebounds on that you did not see in the first half because of the fact that Chimizi is sitting on the bench.
Pass is stolen on the inbound. Quincy Pinkard passes it over to Delano. But check that, that's Orlando. Up and in. That's his first bucket of the game.
But he's done some other things tonight that have made a difference. And of course, he's a defensive player extraordinaire. And that's one of the things that they're going to need as you see him step out on his guy, now drop down.
And that is Mo Nodili. And the ball goes out of bounds, still a turnover. And that is the second turnover of the quarter, so 9 for the Saxons. Full court pressure is stolen by Ashamini, and he'll lay it up and in. He has 10 points, and it's a 3-point ball game. little bit of a sloppy pass there, a little bit of a wounded duck. Stolen away by Ashamini. Beckles with it with 5:50 left to go in the third quarter.
And of course, with Chamizi on the bench, that evens things up a little bit. If you're North, that shot put up and in, that's a two-pointer put up and in by Beckles.
And they're going to need him to score a little bit more to make up the difference. So we'll keep an eye on that.
Yep, good call. The officials work together on it. The officials, of course, are Mike Morris and Ken Landsman.
Now coming into the ball game is Yutaro Shigita. Out of the ball game is Adam Swainer. The ball is brought up the court by Johnson. Speeding down the lane, has the ball blocked away by Nodilli. And back come
Got to get back and stop the ball. That's a good job by Pinker.
Little off the mark, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be Cardinal ball with 4:13 left in the quarter. .513. Thank you, Rufus. Jones with it, and the ball is put in back in nicely on the bad pass, but is stolen away by Ashamini for three. That's off the mark. Rebound to Jones. And
got to protect the ball if you're Lawndale.
From the foul line, goes up and off, and Nodilli with the rebound. Back comes Ashamini, who's been heating up on the scoring, picking up the slack for Nazarene. And the loss of Flippin, but it's poked away by Jones and stolen.
2-on-1.
Pinker with 16 points. 4:30 left to go in the third quarter. And now, well, Ashamini from downtown, that's short, taken by Beckles, and now we have a hold, and that's going to go on.
It's going to go on number one, whomever that is.
That is Yutaro Shigita.
And I think it's worth mentioning, Lou, that, and it's not uncommon, but it's certainly, you know, and I'm trying to find the most polite words I can, you know, I think unnecessary and literally to falsely identify your players in max prep, which is what I'm being told that North has done. And I know there are other coaches that have done it too.
Meanwhile, Quincy Pinkard scores 2 in a row. Beckles swats it away, but is taken back, and a foul on Johnson.
And Johnson intended to give that foul, Lou. Sometimes there's a foul that you don't intend. That was one, and now he has a word or two for the player, and of course that's his third foul.
That's,
so the
Shigita.
intensity, wrap it up.
Well, this game is for first place, sole possession of first place. So Shigita makes the first one. That's his third point. And that snaps a 6-0 run by Lawndale. Short, and the ball is chased down and put back in play, and it still remains North ball. How did they get that rebound?
Nobody went for the ball.
Ashamini! 13 points, and they're back in it. It's a 5-point game. Ball goes out of bounds. It's now North. The Mo is tipped their way on the momentum seesaw. Beckles pisses it off to Pinkard with a hot hand, gets his own rebound. How did that miss? Jones looked like he was fouled, and Landsman calls it from way outside. And the foul is going to be on.
Let's see.
I believe it was that number 15. Was that called on?
Well, couldn't see for sure. I thought he was giving it to Prince Oba, to be honest with you. Number 14.
Number 14,
okay.
that's Lorenzo Battle. Four points for Jones. So it is getting a little aggressive out there in the third quarter. Both teams know what's on the line. Jones.
And remember, they've
Five out
had
of
to
five.
go virtually this entire quarter as they nurse a 7-point lead at 57-50 with Me Too sitting on the bench.
Sagita passes it on the baseline. Back out front to No Dilly. No call as No
Got to
Dilly was
slow
looking
it down.
for it. As the full court pressure.
Oh, there was a hole.
They call a travel on Beckles.
Whoa.
That is number 8 on the Cardinals as far as turnovers. And you can see that the Lawndale crowd doesn't agree.
I tend not to myself as well, Lou.
Ashamini puts up the scoop, won't go down, and the rebound is put up and in by Derek Inouye. His first bucket, I think. Beckles with it as North has really turned up the heat. Pinkard underneath the basket.
And a good look by Orlando Beckles.
And that's not 20 points now for Quincy. And Ashamini pays the price, but he'll get 2 of the line. Who is it going to be on?
Looks like they're going to. They gave it to Beckles.
Here's the replay. Definitely on Orlando Beckles. That's his second, 4th team foul.
No, Coach, don't. You got a 7-point lead, Lou. From where we sit, it's a different game. I got to tell you, I'm not sure that I put Me Too back on the floor with 3 fouls. I started the quarter up by 5. I've in fact increased it. I'm not entirely sure what you gain here. It's all risk with very minimal reward.
Shigita goes 1 for 1 now with 4 points. And it's a 6-point Cardinal lead as Shemezi Metu comes in for Jones. Jones had to get a little rest somewhere. And now we're going the other way.
There you go. That's what I just told you.
Jones, is in the game still.
Now you got to take him out again.
4th personal, 15 foul.
Coach, you got to get him off the floor if you want.
3-pointer is missed as Pinkard comes down with the rebound. He takes the shot, and it's a 3-pointer. Quincy Pinkard is on fire, Rufus. 9-point lead. 23 points for Quincy. Rebound is off. Metu gets it, breaks it out to Jones. 3-on-1. Here it's down to Beckles underneath the basket to lay it up and in. And now a steal. Delano for 3.
And that should force North into a timeout.
And ball is fought for, picked up finally by Rolando. Slam dunk by the 2.
And now that'll force them into a timeout. And they're going to get a technical, I believe, for the effort. Let's see what's going on as you've got Coach Duperon in the face of Mike Morris, the official, and he's hot and being restrained by his players.
Rolando, Shemezi, boom.
Okay.
And assistant coach for the Saxons, if we can get a shot of that.
And I got to say, I think
Luke Dupron, senior.
The official Morris is showing a lot of restraint because, quite frankly, the North coaching staff has more than earned a technical foul at this point at any level of basketball. I mean, I understand they're very emotional. I understand they're very upset. There was a sequence there that, boy, is hard to explain. But as that sequence ends, we come out of it at 69-53. Lawndale went on a 14-3 run, brother. Somewhere along the way, I mean, it happened right before our very eyes, and we didn't see it. But it's good for them because there've been a couple things on the Lawndale side that could have turned this thing the other way.
So no technical foul.
And the coach is still looking for one. At some point, Morris, you got to give him what he's asking for. He's asking you to give him a technical.
Right. So Chris Brownlee is saying, where's the T on Luke Dupron?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Shigita with it. and 1:25 left in the third quarter. Ball is bounced low to No Dilly, and he gets a sweet roll off the rim for 10 points. And a long shot put up and in by Orlando. That was a two-pointer.
Was that Orlando or Delano?
Number 21, I believe. So he has 11 points and a whistle.
Well, Delano certainly has a foul. He gave the basket to Orlando, so we will too.
So maybe we can get a it's past that time. So Delano with his second personal, and that's the 5th team foul. Ball will be out of bounds. Nazarian back in the ball game for Shigita, who played some good minutes. A real shifty character. No Dilly has the ball stripped out of his hands. That's by number 21, Orlando.
And that foul's going to go on Orlando, and that's going to be his third. We've got a minute left here in the third at 71:55.
And only 2 team fouls for North, as No Dilly bounces that one in, so he'll get the second. So No Dilly waiting on that 7th team foul. So now for the rest of the game, we have a lane violation.
Lane violation going to be against the Cardinals. Look like they're going to call it on Buddha. So that'll give him a second shot at it. Here's what's key, Lou. You got a 15-point lead with 1 minute left in the quarter. If you're Lawndale, that's what you want to protect. Last thing you want to see happen is that inside of a minute to go in the quarter, these guys come back and get it down within single digits.
Delano to Orlando.
That's short.
That was way long, or it was a long shot, I should say. Up in the air, and that foul is going to go on. No, they're going to call it a travel. So good defense by Delano Beckles.
And number 21 shuffled his feet underneath. As you can see there, oh yeah, that was easy.
Number 21 is Darius Funk.
Okay.
Nice pass.
You got to run clock. You got to run clock. You don't need to score. You need to protect your lead.
Nice pass by Jones to beat the press, and now we have a foul, and it'll be out of bounds. Foul was on Momo Nudilli, his first personal, I think. Now, by my count, it should be number 3. And just the third team foul.
The shot clock.
No, they didn't reset the shot clock. Jones, doesn't matter. He has his first field goal of the game, Rufus, and 5 points. Ball is tipped and stolen away.
Okay, slow it down, slow it down.
Quincy.
This is where you got to be disciplined and understand what you want to achieve.
And a travel forced on the defense. And good defense by Darius Funk. So 9 turnovers for the Cardinals and 12.6 seconds left. The shot clock will be dark. It's got to start first. The clock never started. So should they just have a mulligan?
Well, now they're running it down. Let's see. Ken Landsman has direct knowledge. He's saying 10 seconds is where it should be.
Well, it was 12.6 when we started it. And really, though, that's good for the Cardinals. 2.6 seconds left. Ashamini with a little teardrop won't go down. And look out, Ashamini gets up slow. Jones with a rebound. Back come the Cardinals with 1 second left. Shot goes up, won't go down. But the quarter ends with the Cardinals on fire.
At 73:57, I made a note of that 1 minute mark when it was 71:55. So they held serve over that last minute because that's one of those stretches, just like we saw, which truly was an explosion. Lou, I got to tell you, I'm not quite sure that I saw it all.
I know, I
a
did.
mark here that it was 55-50. And I was about to build on that comment, and we look up, and it's 69-53. I mean, I literally would want to go back one day and look at this game on film to see that stretch.
Okay, the Cardinals went on a 12-0 run when it was 59-53, at least by my count. Maybe a 12-2 run. It's been going so fast, I don't know what's going on.
You got it, bro. Here's what we do know, though. Lawndale's up by 16 to start the fourth quarter in a game now that they're firmly in control of. They have one trouble spot, but they've worked around it and worked around it very well, and that's that Me Too has 4 fouls. Coach Brownlee has coached a brilliant game, but with the exception of the fact that he put Me Too back on the floor, okay, when he had 3, and boy, he picked up the 4th foul about 10 seconds later.
That's right. Leading the way, 20 points for Quincy Pinkard, 15 for Shemezi, and 9 for Rolando Beckles, North with the ball.
And there's a Lawndale turnover to start the quarter.
That's 10 for them and a bucket. And that goes to Momo with now 14 points. Not the way you want to start things off in the last quarter, because you know this North team is capable of making a comeback real quick.
They are. But he's got 3 of his very best ball handlers on the floor.
But it's stolen away. And coast to coast.
Okay, and he's only got 2 timeouts, but that's not bad to be going into the fourth quarter with 2. But just like that, North Torrance has scored 2 quick baskets. I tell you, if they don't respond here, Coach Brownlee will be forced to use one of his 2 remaining timeouts.
And now, Beckles goes baseline. He stepped on the sideline, turned it over. A dozen. So out of the game is Rolando, a 3-point shot put up by Nazarian. He gets his own rebound around Shemezi. Shemezi has to stand still, but he blocks it anyway. And back he comes with it, or back they come with it. Jones is stuck. Has to pass it over to Matu.
Got to find the guard. You got to find your guard.
Johnson to Delano. Rebound put up and in by Jones. His second bucket of the game, Rufus. And he gets a rebound as well. Nazarian for 3. Hasn't been able to find it too much. And a rebound again for Jones. Johnson trying to split it. Here comes Jones. 11 points for Bruda.
Tonight, boy, and this is perhaps the best game that we saw Bruda have a good game a couple of games ago. But in a game of this intensity, this is certainly one of the best we've seen him play all season.
Their intensity and their togetherness, like we talked about in the pregame show, is evident tonight. 4:47 left to go, and a foul on Ashamini. And Broderick Jones says, I need a blow, coach.
And that foul's going to go against Delano Beckles. That's his 3rd by my count.
And mine. And should be the 8th team foul. So there's the shot block, but there's the foul as well. There you see Rolando Beckles and Aaron Gray going to come in. There's that. Yeah, that's Aaron Gray. Hashimini makes the free throw. Now has 14 points.
And Coach Duperon makes wholesale substitutions.
Schwainer sits down. Ashamini puts it up and in. 15 for Chad. And I believe that's 77-63. Yep, there it is. Full court pressure for Saxons in the defensive zone. Bullet pass, and we got a foul. That's going to go against number 1, Yaturo Shigita. Should be his second, 4th team foul, so they'll inbound it right in front of us.
Now your guards have to be able to take their man off the dribble. This is a North team that has quick hands, and they're trying to pass around the pressure. And unless you're going to pass over the top of it, no.
Well, Johnson had the ball tipped away from him and out of bounds by a Saxon. And that's Chris White in the ball game.
Okay.
And did he dribble on the sideline?
Dribbled out of bounds. That's exactly. So now we've had the guards struggling to handle the ball with efficiency the last 2 trips.
Well, the North guards have been really pressuring the Lawndale guards with 4:22 left in the 4th quarter.
Stand there.
Momo misses it. Matu with the rebound. He's got another one. White for 3. It looks good. It is. Chris White with 8 points, Rufus. And that makes it 80-63. That obliterates their season average. Bad pass, but no Dilly comes up with it. Goes down the lane. Has it blocked away by Beckles. And it goes out of bounds, and it'll be Cardinal ball. 19 turnovers. Check that, 14 turnovers by North. Almost stolen away, and Johnson does turn it over.
Well, Johnson didn't turn it over, in my opinion. He received a poor pass from Metu that led to the turnover by Johnson.
At any rate, North, their pressing defense makes it work. Hashimini doubles down. No, tried to get it down low to No Dilly. Here it is, Quincy Pickard in his office.
And Metu makes up for it by throwing the Wes Unseld style outlet pass.
Is that
reincarnated by Kevin Love.
No, that's Shigita, and Matu with another rebound. And he's using his body out there tonight. He's listening to Coach Johnny Parker on that one. The ball goes fumbled out of bounds and another turnover. That's number 15 for Lawndale. And here comes Broderick Jones. Nope.
Too late.
They missed it. Broderick Jones will be in
I
next
wonder
whistle.
who he was coming in for. Let's assume
that's
he was
a travel
coming
that's
in
missed.
For Metu. Stay there, stay there, stay there.
No Dilly. This is the shot. The rebound comes off to, well, let's give it to Matu. He ended up with it. White for a long 2. Chris White with 10. Timeout on the floor with 3:47 left to go in the 4th quarter. That's a timeout called by North.
Well, I think, actually, let's see. We'll see what Ken Landsman says. Okay, you're right.
And now let's go to Rashawn Haylock.
And thanks a lot, guys. Obviously, the atmosphere here tonight is just electric. We'll break it all down. We promise not to talk as fast as these gentlemen are out here playing today, but a lot to talk about. Samizi Metu in foul trouble once again, which was an issue in the first game around. Didn't hurt Lawndale tonight. Also, how they were able to do it tonight with the pace. Didn't think they would be able to play this fast, but so far, they have, guys.
Yes, they have, Rashawn Haylock, so that's our game time Three Amigos promo.
Yeah.
3:47 left to go in the quarter.
That means I'll be lucky to get in my sick bed by midnight tonight. And it's what, 9:10, okay?
And we've been going at a pretty good pace here too. Not a whole lot of stoppages. And again, an 11-6 quarter, and Luke Dupron Jr. not too happy with what's going on.
Well,
now he's
what's
yelling
happened,
at the officials.
I do believe, and this will happen to officials. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm guessing that they forgot who has possession of the ball. And sometimes that will happen. You get caught up in the action. You're going, okay, because...
And a technical called on Luke Dupron Jr.
Right. Well, you know, I think Ken Landsman certainly had enough.
Now you see
What's he
Luke
asking?
Dupron still chirping, and they're going to give it to Broderick Jones. Well, what the heck? He's 5 out of 6 tonight.
Okay.
Broadcaster's jinx.
Well, anybody can come on the floor and shoot the free throws for you. I would assume that his free throw percentage must warrant that, or they're comfortable with the 21-point lead with 3:47, that they'll let Broderick get a little FaceTime on the floor alone.
Well, he misses both of them. So now he's 5 out of 8 from the line. And Jonesy, Buddha looking up at the rim like 8-2. Luke Dupron still flapping his arms and not happy. And his dad is sitting on the bench steaming as well. White is fouled on the shot. He'll get 2 at the line.
Well, his dad certainly has been through a lot of these wars over the years.
Foul is going to be on number 5, Aaron Ogata. That should be his second. And the 7th, should be the 7th team foul. And Dupron again wants to talk to Ken Landsman, but he ain't doing it now. Chris Brownlee, well, he's coaching his guards. So Chris White coming to the line, his first free throws, has 10 points on the night, Rufus. Done a good job off the bench.
Certainly has. I mean, he's done an excellent job and hit a couple of key basket at pivotal moments in the game that will run stoppers.
And he misses that one, a little short. Coming back in is Nazarian. Also coming back in is number 21, Darius Funk, and number 35, Adam Schwainer for the Saxons. 3:43 left in the fourth quarter. Chris White, 1 out of 2 with 11 points. Ashamini, I don't think he's taken any time off tonight. He certainly had a heck of a game. No Dilly has his shot blocked by Jones, and then a loose ball foul, or did they get Jones?
They got Jones on the play. Jones thought he gotten a pretty good block. The official says you got him on the arm. You see the replay there up top. Looks like there was contact. Good call by
2 personal fouls on Jones, and no Dilly misses that one.
You know, it's funny that Duperon got the technical when it was relatively quiet. Must have said something that Landsman didn't like, because, boy, he and his dad, I mean, just exploded on Mike Morris, and Morris walked away from it all.
Jones clears the way after the rebound, and White has 2 Saxon shots missed that time. You don't see that too often.
Protect the ball, protect the ball. End on a strong note. End on a strong note.
Jones misses the shot. Ashamini dribbles it, was out of control, underneath, and put up and in by Darius Funk. And a timeout on the floor with 2:55 left in the fourth quarter. I do believe that was on North as well.
That timeout was taken by Coach Duperon.
And he is still chirping at the officials.
Now, one of the things, and they're 2:55 and they're down by 20, got to tell you, he still thinks they can make a run. I mean, they're the type of team,
you know what?
They can run off a
can.
10-0 spurt in a minute, easily.
Yep.
All right, and then all of a sudden, you got yourself a different ball game, because the pressure and the momentum swings to North, and the pressure swings to Lawndale.
We got Nazarene and Ashamini, and those are their 2 sharpshooters from outside.
And the problem down the stretch for Lawndale has been this, as I pointed out, Lou, is that the ball handlers have not protected the ball, okay?
And North has not created a turnover, has not turned the ball over in quite a while. So let's see if the Cardinals can handle this pressure
There's
as
another
the ball is
turnover.
turned over. Nazarian in the corner gets it out to Ashamini, and looked like it was okay, but no, Morris says you stepped on the center line.
That much, just like in football, that much. We'll see if we can see it. Oh, it was awfully close.
It was close. I don't know if he could have put a piece of paper between that his shoe and the line or not. But anyway, the Cardinals will take it.
Come on,
Matu
guards.
underneath to Quincy. Pinkard couldn't get it to fall down. Rebound to Nazarene.
And he misses the easiest shot he'll have all night, even though he's got 20-plus points.
Funk misses the shot, and Matu with another rebound. Beckles over to White, goes baseline. Back out front, and they are chewing some clock off. 23 seconds left on the shot clock, 2:12 on the game clock, and they're going to call a foul.
Let's see if the basket's good. No.
I'd be surprised if it was. Didn't see who it was on.
Number 22.
So that's Ashamini. It'll be out of bounds underneath their basket. Second foul on Chad Ashamini.
You'd hate for this to be a 4 or 5 point game with the way that the losing the ball handlers are struggling to control the ball and avoid turnovers.
A box and one defense by North with 1:53 left to go in the fourth quarter. Matu passes it underneath the Pinkard and he puts it up and in. 24 for Quincy.
Well, I think the player of the game, boy, is kind of rounded in the form right before your very eyes.
Ashamini blocks it, but the foul is going to be called on TJ.
Exactly. Block shot goes for nothing because the foul is. Wow, look at that, man. That was coming right at us.
Wow.
Hold up, Chamizi.
We need Mamadou.
Right.
So double bonus time for North as Ashamini now with 16 points after that make. With 1:38 left to go in the fourth quarter. Rebound is taken by Nazarian and down
Let
underneath.
him go, let him go.
Made by No Dilly. With 16 by my count, but I really don't know.
Swing it out, quick ball movement. That's the name of the game.
Baseline and trying to go over. That was not a good one, and it's going to be number 5 on Matu.
No, they're going to go the other way and call a block.
Okay.
They certainly could have. Boy, it looks like 21 was certainly
That's Darius Falk.
near or close to being there.
And Darius Falk now with 4 fouls and a whistle. Going to the official score now, the scorer's table. And I think there's because I have 7 team fouls at least on North. It should be 8. At least by my count. But now, what are they saying? Oh, they're saying
5.
Darius Funk has fouled out. And see, I wouldn't know because our rosters have been jumbled around. So Darius fouls
Well,
out.
to say the least, North engaged in a lot of trickeration with the posting of the roster.
That's for sure. And nothing is, not even an alphabetical roster is posted on their school website. But hey, that's their prerogative. At this level, you have to expect surprises because there is no continuity by the CIF as far as requirements for rosters. So in the ball game,
well, except
is number 3, Derek Inouye.
Let me say this, and in the future we can go. No, the roster that's in the book has to be correct, and it's supposed to have. Now, not all at the lower levels they don't even bother to put the names. At the varsity level, the name and number of every player is supposed to be in the book, and it's.
Well, I can tell you this right now. I looked at. Well, I don't know about the official score. As Matu is 1 out of 2 with 16 points now. with a minute 10 left to go in the fourth quarter. Nazarene, now Ashamini, rebound goes to No Dilly, and he puts it up and in with under a minute to go. 18 points for Momo. And they break the 70-point mark. Now,
Lawndale, I'm sure the players, I don't think Coach Brownlee much cares, but the players would love to hit that 90 mark.
yeah, they sure would. And Chris White dishes it off to Quincy with 10 seconds left on the shot clock.
Okay.
Quincy Pinker drives the baseline, was held, it doesn't
and there
matter.
you go.
Quincy has 26, and it's an even 90 for the Cardinals. No Dilly puts it up and in with 19 seconds left. Quincy Pinkard brings it back out with 10 seconds left. The shot clock is dark, and Shemezi Matu laughing as Quincy Pinkard holds the ball for the final buzzer. 90-73. A big win for the Lawndale Cardinals over the high-powered North Saxons. And now,
a huge win for those guys.
At 7-1, the Lawndale Cardinals take the outright lead in the Pioneer League. And if there is a tiebreaker, it'll go to Lawndale because Lawndale swept Centennial. The only loss, or the first loss for North, was 52-47 at Centennial. So a huge win for these Lawndale Cardinals. And
well, it was a huge
17.
win, Lou, in a lot of ways. One, in terms of league standings, yes, it was big. I think psychologically it was even bigger because they got manhandled by this North team. And as they prepare to go into the playoffs against the likes of JW North, El Toro, ML King, and Edison, those are not easy teams. And this is the kind of battle that they're going to see once they hit the playoffs, maybe even seeing Peninsula somewhere along the way, which is also a Division 1A school.
Let's go to Egidio.
Thank you guys, Tremezli, an excellent win for you guys. How does it feel to get a little revenge over the North team?
Yeah, it felt good. They came out last time and they embarrassed us at their house. And we just try to come out here and just prove we're the better team, and that's what we did tonight. The last time they hit a bunch of shots. This time we hit a bunch of shots. So it was a great challenge.
At halftime was a very close game. What did Coach say to you guys for you guys to run away with this in the third and fourth quarter?
We just have to keep rebounding, keep playing defense. That was the main thing. Get back on defense because they want to run, and that's what we did in the second half.
Thank you very much for your time. Great game. Enjoy this. Thank you. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Egidio. A big game for Shemezi Matu, by my count, 26 points and 4 rebounds. And, oh no, excuse me, that was Quincy Pinkard.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rebounds by my count, and throw in a couple of block shots. Okay, and well, that's a huge win. Would you say that this is the biggest win for Chris Brownlee in the regular season?
I think it's certainly in league play one of the biggest. Of course, you can't discount last year that they ran the table and went 10-0. But for this season, it clearly was the biggest win.
Well, they had to win this one to get first place back.
And they've got first place back. And we talked about the fact that now they can control their destiny. As we look at what's left on the schedule, they've got South at South, and then they've got Torrance at home to close out the season on the 13th.
And then on the other side of the ball, North is going to be at El Segundo, and then they host South to close things out. So if they hold serve, both teams hold serve, the Cardinals should defend the Pioneer League Championship.
Well, they certainly should. You know, I mentioned that to Coach Brownlee early on and asked him, hey, would it be too much to say that the team that wins this game will in all likelihood be the outright winner of the Pioneer League? And he said, well, that's not a stretch. He said, clearly you can say they control their own destiny. And right now, The Lawndale Cardinals in the Pioneer League in their last go-around control their own destiny.
Well, at halftime, Rufus, it was 65 to 40. Check that.
Halftime was
47 to 42. And then the Cardinals went on a run. They went on a tear. And the closest after that, actually, it was an 8-4 run to open the quarter. Then the closest that the North Saxons got in the third quarter was at 59 to 53. And then the Cardinals just took off and didn't look back.
Well, the big run that we all want to see, I mean, I've never had that happen where absolutely didn't even see it.
That's right.
I'm sitting there watching the game. It was 55-50 in the third, and we look up, and all heck has broke loose, and it's 69-53. Coach Duperon and his dad, they're flying off the handle. A whole bunch of stuff. I mean, that was just one of the most interesting basketball sequences you'll see. Here's the point. It gave the Cardinals control of the game, and they never looked back.
Well, while we wait for some more guests to come out at center courts and the anticipated Three Amigos, why don't we take a timeout?
Hi, I'm Donnell Beverly from the University of Connecticut, home of the 2011 National Championship UConn Huskies basketball team, and you're losing your Olympians.
Beverly around the back, follow a jumper, good, beautiful shot.
It wasn't too long ago that I was playing basketball right here.
I just want to thank him for having me here. I'm honored to play here.
And the Huskies are the top dog in 2011.
Winning the NCAA championship has always been a goal of mine, but so is getting a great education that will last me a lifetime. You can achieve your goals too. All you have to do is work hard and dream hard, and you can do anything you put your mind to.
(90-73) our final score. The Lawndale Cardinals now in first place all by themselves in the Pioneer League. And let's go to Rashawn.
Broderick's huge win for you guys tonight. Pioneer League title potentially on the line. What was the mindset coming in?
Our mindset was just play hard, rebound, and get stops. That's what Coach wanted us to do the whole game. That's what we did. So I'm glad that we did that tonight. Got the W.
You guys went out to North Torrance and they embarrassed you a couple weeks ago. How much was that on your mind, and how did you feel like you needed to right the ship?
It was a lot on my mind. I thought that we didn't play that good, but tonight I think we improved ourselves and fought hard. That's all we did. We just fought hard.
Talk to me about that third quarter run that you guys had. You went on like a 14-3 run in that third quarter to kind of open the game up. You went up by 16 at that point. What happened during that time?
When Coach had put Delano Beckles, he had sparked us up with a huge defensive steal. That's how we all started, got going.
And you still got another week left in regular season play. Obviously, you don't want any hiccups. How do you guys stay the course and keep everybody together so that you don't have any of those hiccups and end up actually winning the Pioneer League?
Stay focused. Stay focused. That's it.
That's it, huh?
Yes, sir.
Hey, congrats on the win.
Thank you, sir.
It's Broderick Jones. Back over to you guys.
Sir.
All right, thank you very much. 17-7 run by my count. Or check that, 27-7 run by my count. When you said it was 50-55?
Right.
Or 55-50?
55-50.
I am going to sleep good tonight. I know these kids are. So still waiting for the Three Amigos to, looks like Chris Brownlee is going to be our next guest. But another all-around win. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Cardinals in double figures tonight. So that is good. And you know what? They were rolling 11s all night, too. 3 of them with 11. Broderick Jones, Orlando Beckles, and Chris White. And let's go over to Sebastian.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. I'm here with Coach Brownlee. Coach, big win for you guys today. Avenging that loss that you had over at North Torrance. Talk about that win today.
It's a great win for the guys. It's all on the boys. They worked really hard to get back. We could have gone in the tank with our 3 straight on the road. This was our first game back home, and we really focused in. They really missed cold flipping tonight, but we stepped it up, man. We were ready for anybody that they threw at us. We made some adjustments over that time when we played, and we wouldn't have been able to do this without Quincy Pinker and Delano Beckles with their efforts tonight.
And that's another thing I want to talk to you about, the guard play. Chemezi and Broderick, they played well tonight, but Chemezi had a little bit of foul trouble early on. So talk about Quincy and the way that he took over this game for you.
He was getting out on the break early, and then he's been doing some workouts in the morning over the last 3 weeks of shooting. So he's been really adjusting his shot and been shooting well. So he deserves this kind of breakout game for him because he's definitely been putting in the work.
What does a win like this mean? I know I mentioned earlier Chemezi and Delano and his brother as well, guys that are very vocal on Twitter, talk to each other all the time, and I saw that they kept telling each other, we're going to see them again at the Cardinals, and they delivered tonight. So what does that mean for you to have guys that want to step up and show that they have what it takes to beat this team? It
means a lot because we're in a well-coached league. And the thing about it is that we got to be focused every day, and that's what we're doing. We're in the driver's seat right now, but them doing that, we have to have a good head about ourselves because we got to go to South, and then we have to go to Torrance to wrap this up, and those aren't easy teams to beat.
And another player that I think plays well week in, week out is Chris. He plays very well. So talk about him a little bit. I know he's always shooting in practice, and he's getting shots up a lot. So talk about him.
Chris is another unsung hero for us. He shoots the ball really well. He's our sixth starter, so to speak. He was starting for us all summer and fall. We just had to add some punch right off the bench, and he's been providing that, and we want to keep that going while we're here. So.
Coach, good game tonight.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Sebastian. And just like we were talking about, the coach agrees with you, of course, the other coach and the Zebra. But we know that.
Well, he as a coach, I'm not even going to claim the title, but I will say it's the little things that coaches notice that make a difference. And that was why Orlando Beckles was so highly thought of as we were going through. But we've made our selections, and, hey, they're good selections.
That's right, and we're not going to tip our hat, so to speak, until we get the three amigos, and they are on deck. As a matter of fact, they've just stepped in the box. Here they are. Drum roll, please.
In the flesh, Lou. You got that? Absolutely. Rashawn Haylock, Sebastian Spencer, Egidio DeLeo. Reunited. I missed you guys last week.
I know. Where you been, man?
Long story short, let's get to this game, right? It's too quick of a game, too quick of a pace of a game tonight. Many people didn't think, we talked about it in the pregame, how Lawndale might not have been able to keep up with North Torrance. North blew them out, ran them out of the gym last time these two teams met at North Torrance. Not only did they keep up with them, not only did they play at their pace, but they actually ran them out of the gym this time around.
Definitely, and I think one of the things that has to attest to is the guard play from Lawndale tonight. I think that was one of the strong points for them, but in order for North to get something going, Mayron had to step up on defense, and he just was not there tonight. I mean, on offense, I know they talk about how much of a great shooter that he is, but I mean, a lot of ill-advised shots that he was taking, a lot of jumpers that were out of sync with the offense, not giving his teammates a chance to get in the flow.
Yeah, absolutely. You talk about the guy that was trying to get them in that flow, of course, and that's Chad Ashamini. He played well at the point, but down low it was Mo Nodili who had things going, 24 points, team high for them tonight.
Yeah, no, Dilly, I really like this kid. He's very strong on the inside. He gave Chemezi a lot of problems, whether the Lawndale fans out there want to admit it or not. I mean, it was times where he was backing him in, and Chemezi's just backing back, all strength in the inside, and I think that's one player that they have to build on as well.
Yeah, he really went after him. And, well, Dilly, as we just mentioned, 24 points tonight, a team high for North Torrance tonight in the loss. And you just wonder, what would things have been like had Cole Flippin been able to play tonight? Had he been in the lineup? Of course, he was subject to just being a spectator with a sling in his right wrist and a pink cast, a hot pink cast for that matter. Speaking of hot, my man Egidio DeLeo right here, Quincy Pinkard. Coach Brownlee just mentioned, he just talked about him to Sebastian Spencer a little while ago. He grew up tonight, 27 points.
Definitely showed up huge on the offensive side, 27 points like you mentioned, but a lot of character. He led this team. He got this crowd going, especially with this home field advantage. Another two big men though, Broderick Jones, Chemezi Metu, those guys stepped up as huge leaders. We've been talking about them all year long. finally this game they stepped up. You can see in some of those dunks Chimezi made, he was pointing at the crowd, trying to get them going and trying to get this whole teammate, his bench and everybody going. This was a full team on win here tonight, and it showed by the score. They blew out North out of the water here tonight.
And you mentioned leaders. We'll get to that point. Very, very big point that you just mentioned right there, talking about leaders and talking about leadership. But one thing that kind of blew this game open, Lawndale pretty much led from the beginning to the end. Had a double-digit lead earlier in that first half. North, it seemed like they would never go away. They kept coming back. But when it finally opened up for Lawndale was in that third quarter. They went on that 14-3 run. And Lou and Rufus, you guys were talking about it throughout the game. That kind of opened things up.
Definitely, that changed the atmosphere of the game. Like you said, it was pretty close. It was back and forth, 5 points, 4 points, 10-point lead here and there. But at that moment of the third quarter, this crowd erupted. This team got confidence, I think, and they just motivated them they saw the finish line and they sprinted. Now, they didn't run, they sprinted to the finish line, and they ended up with a win here tonight.
And home court actually helped.
Exactly. They're 4-0 coming into this game. They haven't lost at home here, now going to 5-0, undefeated still. Only one loss on the road. That was to North a couple weeks ago. So this is a good team. They're going to be dangerous in the playoffs.
And that was their first true road game, that loss that they had to North Torrance earlier this season. Egidio mentioned leadership. Johnny Parker, assistant coach of Lawndale, had an opportunity to talk to him before the game tonight, and he mentioned that to us, guys, in our pregame meeting with him, leadership. He actually taught a leadership class to this team in order for those guys to actually get on board, get on the same page after that North Torrance loss. They tried a lot of different things with this team, and obviously it ends up working as they have the upper hand here with a 90-73 win over North Torrance here in the Pioneer League. For Sebastian Spencer, Gideon DeLeo, Rashawn Haylock, back over to you guys. We'll see you next week.
All right, the scintillating Three Amigos. They do it every time. What a job.
Outstanding job. What
Absolutely.
can you say? The best.
I'm speechless for the first time tonight.
Well, hey, we got a couple other pieces of business to handle.
Yeah, the game and the Three Amigos, my brain is just wringed out dry. Or is it wrung out dry? Wrung. My bell is wrung. I got bats in my belfry, too. All right, well, thank you very much, Three Amigos. And now it's time for our player of the game and our tip of the hat. And player of the game, they've been talking about him all night, had his breakout performance, number 2. He was hot all game long. Quincy Pinkard had 27 points, and he had a dozen in the first quarter alone. So Quincy set up office, actually, underneath the basket and was picking cherries all night long. But, hey, that's okay if that's what's going to get you the win.
All night, he had just a great game overall. Actually, 27 points. Just couldn't believe it. On the other hand, it's one of the closest ever competitions for the Tip of the Hat award. I mean, there are a couple of guys. You know what? I want to go ahead and at least give them a mention. Obviously, you had Chimezi, who was in the mix. You had Chris White, who was in the mix. You had Orlando Beckles, whom even Coach Brownlee mentioned was a strong candidate. He didn't say player Tip of the Hat, but he said, hey, this was my guy.
When Chimezi was out with his foul trouble,
exactly.
Orlando pitched in with a couple of big baskets.
But the guy who really made a difference tonight, though, for them, and I think played big, played up to his size, and really controlled the boards and contributed throughout, and particularly in that stretch when he had to be the man on the floor when Chimezi went out with the 3 fouls and was out for a long stretch and then picked up the 4th and was out for another stretch. That was none other than number 1, Broderick Jones. Broderick Jones, you are the Tip of the Hat award winner.
That is a leather hat, ladies and gentlemen.
We're bringing this one out tonight because there's been a little precipitation in the area. And when you have precipitation, you don't want your top hats to get wet. So you bring out the leather top hat, and that's what this was for, just in case. All right? Hey,
oh, man, it even smells like a beautiful new car.
There you
go.
go.
Or a new hat. All right. So our player of the game is Quincy Pinkard, the tip of the hat to Broderick Jones. And I think we better wrap this one up and throw it in the win column.
You got it. Hey, congratulations to the Lawndale Cardinals. They are now in sole possession of first place in the Pioneer League.
All right, and with that, from the Cardinals cage, they're calling it now, at the campus of Lawndale High School, this is Lou Stowers for the Three Amigos and Rufus Washington, see so much going on, I almost forgot your name. And the terrific City TV crew led by the award-winning, 3-time award-winning Tom Strickfaden. And I'm Lou Stowers telling you once again, the final score, Lawndale Cardinals 90, North Saxons 73. Until next time, so long.